Here we are, guys. Last show of season 3, our big season finale. I think that means that we get to talk for a really, really long time. This
I know.
time, to get extra time. This season finale is always like twice the time of the regular show.
Edited.
More unedited
yes.
than normal.
And you can see we have a guest.
Yes, Carrie from Fifth and Vermont. All this beautiful glassware today you're going to see.
What is it, the technical term?
Barware, Moscow Mule mugs, I guess is what you go with, but we are everything from glassware to the barware.
Yes. And this set literally makes me look like 10. So, like how pretty this is.
It is so nice. So today we're making Moscow Mules. We're talking about how to get your house ready for the fall. We're going to give you lots of great tips and stuff to think about now if you're planning on listing in September, October, November, December, things that you should do now to get that ready, because it's always like, what's my to-do list? And I like to joke around that we're professional honey-do listers, because the first thing we do as soon as you leave us at any point in time is you're either listing your home, so you're getting ready to pack, or you're just bought a house, so you're getting ready to pack, or you've just sold your house, so you really need to pack. But there is always a list of stuff for you to do, and we're going to add to that today.
Exactly. And you have a whole month and a half to get that ready. Because we'll be back in September with season 3 of Tipsy Realtors with new cocktails and new topics. But we want to make sure by the time we get back to you, you guys ready to sell your home.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's start with the cocktails, because that's always the fun part. Now, there's actually 3 different Moscow Mule cups, and they're amazing. These are all provided by Fifth and Estate. You guys are a local company, aren't you?
We're a local company, so it started by 3 different friends, Jesse Willis, Jeff Jameson, and Warren Orban. 4 years ago, December 2017, they kind of came to the conclusion that the only thing that Western Canada was missing was a Barware Company. So we're trying very hard to kind of take over Western Canada. We do, however, span across Canada. We have some business in Halifax. And so just trying to get Barware out there. It's, I have my dream job and I work it every day.
And you guys do specialize more like door-to-door things. It's not like commercial sales.
Yeah, so we do a wholesale. So like Willow Park, Vine Arts Wine and Spirits, Luke's Drug Mart, they all sell our stuff in Calgary.
That's where you can find. So
in Calgary.
Knows Willow Park, right? It's a good shop to go for.
It's a very good shop. And then we do have online sales. So we're mostly an online company. We don't have a storefront yet. Who knows what the future will bring. But just rocking the barware.
It's just
so I will say, as someone who has had a passion for cocktails, you're absolutely right on the barware. Finding nice barware and glassware and stuff like that is so tough.
Yeah, and I think that the biggest thing is, trying to get into that commercial market is a lot of people that own those businesses don't understand the benefit to bringing in barware. But if someone can go to a liquor store and get literally everything they need to make a cocktail that you guys are making, then I think that kind of
For example, we have a set here from one of your sets that you brought today. It all comes in one box. You got a strainer, the shot measure. This is
Chigger.
I love that.
Yeah.
Those are beautiful. You got your shaker here. And the strainer, right?
Yep.
Like you're gonna do the straining here. I love the color.
I love the color.
So, and you were telling me it comes in 3 different colors. This is copper, which looks like a rose gold to me.
Yeah.
And you have actually gold, which is like yellow gold.
Yeah. And then we have gunmetal, and we actually have stainless steel.
Gunmetal. That sounds badass.
It is, I would say that the gunmetal and the stainless steel are probably our 2 most popular items that we sell.
Yeah.
It is a pretty sleek, the gunmetal is pretty sleek.
Yeah. So like just imagine
that would be a great Father's Day gift, okay?
Yeah. Mother's Day.
I mean, there's some badass mothers out there.
Right? It's just like so beautiful. And you can just buy this whole set and you basically set for making cocktails. And you were saying you do have a muddler that you can also.
I do.
Yeah,
I can fling it out here.
Oh,
I do have it with me.
Yes. So this is something you can add on, and we were talking importance of muddler, that getting those oils, getting aromas out in a cocktail. So when you muddling, and basically you buy a whole thing, and you have one sexy bar set at home to make any cocktail out there.
Absolutely. And I'm a big fan of making sure you got the right tools for the right
for sure. And I think a lot of people underestimate the importance of having those right tools. And also look, like that set, for example, minus the muddler is $154.95, which you're literally getting everything that you need.
And honestly, it's so beautiful. And some of you were telling me, some people you can put it at your bar as a decorative piece.
Yeah,
right?
I have the gold set as an art piece at home.
You don't use it. You're like just.
I just wipe the dust off.
That's exactly. So, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. Local company, support local, right, guys? Bring a sexy barware to your homes, and you can use it to make any cocktail or stage at your home.
So, okay, I've made, and you had on the screen the recipe here for these Moscow Mules, and you can see they're all in the cups.
Yes.
Cheers.
It's
now, the big thing, obviously, is a copper cup, but we kind of talked about that. So can you tell everyone kind of what you were saying about the copper cups and the misinterpretation of what these cups actually do?
Yeah, for sure. A lot of people think the copper cup is going to affect the taste of the cocktail, and it just really actually is only copper to keep it cold. So as long as you're seeing that your cup is still cold, it's fine. Ours are stainless with a copper finish. However, stainless steel is also very well known to keep things cold.
Yeah.
So you're always going to have the frosty Mule mug. Usually it'll show you if your drink is almost empty.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So like in 15 minutes.
It does not take me that long.
And they have 3 different shapes. Like this one is like, what do you call it?
So this is called the hammered mule.
Oh, hammered mule. Of course, I get the hammered one.
This one is our modern mule.
Okay.
That really suits you well. Modern mule.
And I have the classic mule mug.
I haven't seen very often, like more maybe in a restaurant here and there, but I absolutely love the shape of your classic mule.
A lot of men like this one because it is a bigger handle, and I mean, obviously, men have thicker hands, but
it reminds me of like a camping cup.
Yeah, I mean, that is what fill my camper.
Mm-hmm.
I drink coffee out of these. Does not keep much warm, but
it only takes the warmth away.
Yeah, exactly.
So Moscow Mules are one, and obviously there's a ton of versions of Moscow Mules.
Oh God, so many,
so many. But what other cocktails can you make in these cups?
Yeah, I mean, a cocktail mug is so versatile. You can do a mojito in it. You can do a mint julep in it if you like. Yeah. Really, anything that is a cold-based cocktail, you can throw it in there.
Be okay.
I mean, I drink a Jack and Coke out of here. It's a very versatile mug. It's just solely to keep it cold.
So if COVID happens again, you just make it look like a drink.
Knock on wood. These were all my Zoom call coffee mugs.
Yeah, exactly. Except it's like, why is it so frosty?
Yeah.
It's a cold brew.
That is delicious.
That is a great cocktail. Yeah. So Moscow Mules, I've always feel they're kind of a fall drink, right? Like a little bit.
Well,
you can have them
you can have they're nice and chilled, right? And if you have them in the right cup, they will stay cold for long because they do get ginger is never good when it's warm.
No,
except maybe tea and But
if you're having it in tea at that point, it's for a cold.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the summer. I'm not a summer, winter, fall drink human because I'm a bourbon lover, and so like you're not going to get me away from bourbon.
That's right.
Oh, don't get me jealous.
Yeah.
Also, if you go next year, let me know.
Yeah. Well, I think it's something you can enjoy on the patio in the summer for sure. Like I don't think it's only a winter drink.
It's very refreshing.
Yes, absolutely. It's very good. And if you guys are looking for recipes, there's a tons of different ones. And, I am gluten-free. So I know ginger beer is a big part of this recipe. You can get ginger brew, which is gluten-free. That's basically fermented ginger. And there is alcoholic ones for extra zing and non-alcoholic ones if you want to keep it down.
You know what's funny, though, is I just realized this is also very Stampede.
Yeah,
I should have brought my cowboy hat.
Well, I got my Stampede, kind of a dress with a bell thing.
Yeah. Also a very Stampede drink.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I have only been once.
Just Stampede?
Yeah. Well, I just moved here last year, so I went to National North for my first time last year.
Okay. Well, that's a good one to start with. Yeah. Well, the good thing that Stampede happens every year, so you can, pace yourself. well, COVID kind of.
Yeah. COVID ruined everything.
Let's not talk about it. But you can pace yourself throughout the year.
Yeah.
You try all the new stuff.
Give
Otherwise,
me time to hydrate.
yes,
Yeah.
because the 10 days in a row could be challenging. But
I did it when I was in my 20s.
a few times. That's why we don't do it anymore. We finally learned the lesson.
2 years of stampede, 10 days in a row is done.
Yeah. But let's chat about local market, right? Let's talk about preparing
Getting
your
ready
home
for the fall.
for the fall. And some of the projects takes time, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So that's why you need to plan right now.
And if you plan ahead, I always say if you plan, what is it? If you
No, if you don't plan, you fail.
If you
You would. If you don't plan, you fail, period.
We're doing great.
You can either fail to plan or plan to fail, is the saying. So right now you can actually have it where you can do things at a leisurely pace so that you're not sitting there freaking out because of the fact that you're not ready to go. The one thing I will say is what I love now, if you start planning now, is taking pictures of the outdoors in the summertime,
yes,
right?
especially if you have beautiful garden,
Yeah.
With flower beds and
Absolutely.
things. Yeah, definitely snap some of those sexy photos because if listing with the snow, nothing sexy but snow.
No.
Yeah.
So if we have those summer photos, it's a huge way to attract people to your property so they can see what it can become in the summertime.
Yeah.
Because also too, as we go through a huge brown season where everything is brown for a period
yellow.
of time. Yeah, and there's really nothing attractive about that. So if you can get those green photos, that's another great thing. The other thing is actually bring a home inspector in now. You can bring a home inspector in now, have them inspect the property and give you a list. Like we always recommend to have 2020 home inspections in. There's a lot of great different home inspectors you can consider. But have them come in, take a look at the property, give you a list of things that need to be repaired, and do that between now and then, especially the outdoor stuff like painting your deck, painting your trim, doing that outdoor stuff that has to be done at this time of the year.
If you have some leaky windows that needs to be replacement, I believe the wait right now is like 6 weeks to get the windows in after you put the deposit in. So start planning those things. There is if you are putting like a certain brand windows that highly energy efficient, the government actually reimburses you some of the money. I think it's like $500 a window. So that's something you can apply for. Trim is a big one. If you have any stone on the house that needs to be repaired, glued back in, washed off, all those things, it's great to do it right now because again, you cannot do those things when it gets cold.
And if you have Christmas lights up, now is a great time to take them down.
This week until Sunday.
I took mine down about a month ago.
And you just bought your house a year ago, didn't you?
Yeah, a year ago in a couple days, I guess. But we really lucked out. I mean, it's so nice. It is so nice to buy a house in the summer.
Yeah.
We were able to see how beautiful our grass was in the back, and the backyard really sold us. I think the biggest thing is when we took our photos in Saskatoon, it was end of March, so it was gray, and you couldn't get the beauty of the outside of our house. So I love that point because I think the most important thing when I was looking, even in pictures in March, was if you show me snow, I'm not going to have an idea of what the backyard looks like. Right.
But if you were able to see those summer pictures, that you have that vision of what it could be like.
Yeah, and in my opinion, if you're taking those photos and everyone has a photo of their backyard in the summer.
Yeah.
If you're giving me a snow photo, I am going to think something's wrong in the backyard. Yeah. There's either zero grass and I'm going to be in a mud pit.
Sometimes it's a surprise.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. That when the snow melts, sometimes you get a surprise under it.
Yeah, for sure. So I really do that is a great point because I think our backyard sold us on the house. We also lucked out with it being, it's just my wife and I, so we lucked out with a starter home that it was completely renovated, built in 1989. And so that was, we walked into a dream really.
Yeah, and that's another thing, if you are thinking of selling and you think you need to get some modernization or improvements done before you sell, because we have talked on the show many times about renovations that easy to make and bring the value to your home. We already discussed it, I know, in different ways. But if you're wondering if your home needs something, like maybe new backsplash or new paint, like Robin and I love to come out and just do that consultation for you. You can meet us. We can chat about what it takes to list your home, what to expect from the listing, and what needs to be done. and what probably not. Because a lot of people overdo it.
And also, too, if we talk about a rate of return on your renovations, because if you're going to do the renovation and it's not going to be getting you the money back that you're putting into it, that's something to consider seriously before you do the renovation. So paint has an 80 to 100% return, right? So fresh paint in a house, fabulous. If you have any outstanding insurance claims that you haven't completed, do them now. If your shingles need to be replaced, do them now. Right?
Yeah.
Those are the kind of things, because if we can list your home and say you have new shingles, you've recently had your furnace service, the house is freshly painted, and all this other kind of stuff, or that you went through this, home inspection checklist and you completed all the things, those are great marketing tools to help people have confidence in the house that they're buying and for them to see more value because they don't have to worry about things because you took care of it ahead of time.
And you know what? I don't remember having that so much before, but the last year,
It's really
like
changed.
every client looks when service first was service or ducts been cleaned, and usually nobody like really paid attention to that. They're like, oh, when I move in the house, I'll get that done. But like now everybody's looking at the stickers, and I'm with them obviously. I was like, oh, let me figure it out. And it's shocking how many people do not service their furnaces unless something breaks. And that's when we get the sticker on this, that it's been repaired or ducts been cleaned. Nothing, And if you are installing a new hot water tank or new furnace or any of the new equipment, have them stamped, like, when they were installed. I don't know why that, but hot water tank half of the time don't have the date on them. So you kind of guess by how shiny they are. Oh, there's lots of dust on it. It must be old. If it's shinier, then it must be new. But it's good. People you will remember when you install them, number one, and people will see it right away, and they can make an opinion how much they love your house right in your utility room.
And also, too, is another thing. Those are all great suggestions. And the other thing is real property reports. The surveys of your land right now are taking longer because everything is so behind. All the government is really behind
and there is a lot of surprises getting discovered.
Yeah, they've made a lot of changes to real property report rules. So even for you guys buying a year ago, even if you've changed nothing on the exterior of your home, you may be obligated when selling to update your real property report that could cost you up to $700. And if you need relaxations or anything like that, those are taking
8
up to
weeks.
6. Oh, I heard 6 months.
My client right now is dealing with something. They said 8 weeks, and but it depends, I guess, on what it is. So what the issue we're having is 8 weeks.
So something to think about as well. So RPRs. Definitely get your permits up to date. So if you have something like a basement that's unpermitted, you can bring in permit masters. You can bring in lots of different companies.
Even you can invite the city inspectors to get that inspection done and get the stamp that it's all good.
I have a question.
Sure, we like questions.
Okay, good, and this is literally for me, but I'm sure it'll help the people. Decks. Our deck is horrible outside. It is on, I would say, a solid angle. So we have to replace it, which we knew moving in that it was going, and we're going to change it. But
that's actually a great point. How did it make you feel when you made your offer, knowing that you had to replace the deck? How did you take that into consideration when making your offer on the house? What did you think it cost to replace the deck?
Well, I know because I actually am also a journeyman carpenter.
Oh, okay. That doesn't
so I'll do it on myself. However, there was nothing in this house that scared us away from putting an offer down on it, which was, probably one of the most comforting things moving to a brand new province, a brand new city, is that we knew everything that needed to be done. For example, there's not one threshold in the house. Wherever the floor changes, it is just the floor. So we knew coming in that no matter what we do, our sale price will, when and if we sell, will go up. But our deck is on an angle and we need to replace it. Now, is that grandfathered in, or do I have to get a permit to redo the deck?
Not to redo the deck.
No,
it's because if it's over 7 inches off the ground.
Yes,
it needs a permit and a railing. And as long as it's the same footprint, then you shouldn't have to change anything or require a permit, right?
Right. So it's a height restriction.
Yeah.
So unless you're building it like a height, then there is an inspection that needs to be done. Okay. Yeah. But if it's a low deck, and then there is no permit, but you will have to redo a real property report later.
Okay.
If it's bigger.
If it's bigger.
It won't be bigger,
Yeah.
but
It's never the same size.
I'm pretty sure this was the
Yeah.
original deck that was built in 1989, and it is quite high. Like it's actually supposed to be sitting on this what looks like a highway divider. Like it's a big cement divider.
Okay, yes.
It's not sitting on it.
Oh.
So, our Mastiff dog walks out. I'm like, someday this deck is just going to go.
Right.
And poor Gus is going to go with
Yeah.
it.
Yes. So with the height, if you have elevated decks, for sure, you want to check with the city of Calgary if you need a permit for those.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't need a permit, but you need an inspection.
Okay.
And that's another thing I ran in with one of our clients that they build by requirement of the city of Calgary where no one needs permit. But then they run into selling later, but they never been inspected.
Yeah.
So when you go in with a real property report, it's like city is like, well, you haven't been inspected. Now we have to,
Right. So it's always safe to just get someone else.
Yeah.
I know it'll be sound. It's just
Yes.
getting, and I have no issue with that either.
Right.
So,
Yeah. No. And again, like as long as you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then you'll pass the inspection, obviously.
Or you hire someone who knows what they're doing.
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah. One of the things for sure.
But that's also something too, is like if you have rotted boards and stuff like that, like outdoor decks is a great thing because once the weather gets cold, trying to repair them when it's cold out is impossible. So if you've got a deck that needs repair, do it now.
Like, getting stain or paint done because sometimes like if you have it done and then it starts chipping off and looks weird in the areas, looks like it's going to be falling apart. You don't want, even though it's like sound, a lot of people sometimes get weary when the paint starts chipping off. They think that pressure-treated wood is not super good. So you want to make sure that it is presentable. And that's a good weather to do it right now. Yeah, absolutely.
It's great weather.
Yeah. So that's all the things. We talked about preparing your home from outside, some inside things you have to plan, and they will hold the value and they will raise confidence in the consumer who is buying your home.
But most importantly, like if you need someone to come over, give you some advice, non-emotional, best rate of return, you can call the number and look at the website on the screen, myself and Anna Terranova, and we can help you out.
Not building the deck.
No, Anna's going to be in there.
I'll invite you guys over for Moscow Mule.
I can always supervise.
But we are coming to the end of our show and the end of season 2.
So hold on. We do have a giveaway giveaway that we are gonna be drawing a winner on September, whatever the first dates are of our show. And we have already something? Or season 3?
No, it just says watch for season 3. It's September 23rd. The first Wednesday of September. That's going to be our first show of season 3. That's when we're going to draw for this cool bamboo charcuterie set so that you guys can get the kids into school and then sit back and drink wine and eat cheese and meat.
I feel like I should take some time off. It's like that.
I need a child to take to school.
She was mine.
You can also just eat.
Okay, perfect.
And as we mentioned in the last show, we will be doing some reruns of the shows that we thought would be very, handy between now and September as well. We do have 2 seasons of the shows. Maybe we should do the first show you did by yourself.
Oh my god. Like,
I don't remember what you made, but you were covered with bottles. So, yes, and every time you're gonna love, tag your friends on any social media platforms. We are on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. And maybe we're gonna get into TikTok. You will be in Costa Rica for a very long time. Maybe this is the time.
To get into TikTok?
TikTok?
Yeah, I will TikTok all my adventures in Costa Rica.
Excellent. Just put some cocktails in them.
You have a bunch of tiki.
Yeah.
Tiki cocktails.
I love it. There are going to be new series from
they
Costa
have
Rica.
Guaro. I'll do Guaro down in Costa Rica.
There you go.
Yeah.
So every time you see something that we post and you guys love, share, and tag your friends, we're going to put your name more than once into winning the prize.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then you guys can win the cool cheese board and all the neat things. But most of all, We love when you refer your friends, family, and coworkers to us when buying and selling homes and yourself to make sure that we can help you make the best informed decision possible. That is what matters.
By the way, I will be here.
I will be working from Costa Rica, but she will be the in-person person.
Yes.
So
You guys are drawing for that in September?
Yes.
September.
Let's throw in some Fifth and Vermouth rocks glasses.
Oh, amazing. So, just a big bonus for you
Big
guys
bonus.
to participate in winning extra drinking glasses from Fifth and Vermouth that Carrie just offered, and cheeseburger.
And thank you so much to Fifth and Vermouth and Carrie for coming
Thank
today.
you for
We
having
super
us.
appreciate it. Remember, please go to Fifth and Vermouth.
I want to just do that.
Bartools.ca.
Bartools.ca. Okay, excellent. And do you have an Instagram account?
Fifth and Vermouth.
Fifth and Vermouth. Okay, super easy. Go look at these sexy photos. You can purchase it online, or you said Willow Park.
Willow Park, Vine Arts Wine and Spirits, Luke's Drug Mart, and Kensington Wine Market.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Nice.
So all the big ones are there. They're carrying the product, and it's amazing, great housewarming present.
Great housewarming
Birthdays, anniversary,
Father's Day.
Mother's Day, right? Like all those things.
Christmas.
Really? Oh my
Tuesday, Wednesday.
Like Happy Stampede.
Yeah.
Like we saw a few days ago.
Cocktail gifts would actually be a wicked stampede present.
Oh, absolutely.
Not to pawn myself off on you guys, but we are trying to get some realtors to use this as like the welcome gift.
100%.
Well,
That's easy.
Maybe we'll chat.
Yeah, we'll do that off the show.
It is great.
Yeah.
They're great.
I mean, we already been known. We've been introduced as a Tipsy Realtors.
It would make sense.
Yeah.
I went and volunteered at my kid's school, and someone goes, "Aren't you the Tipsy Realtor?" I said, "Yeah, but I'm not drunk right now."
Right now.
Yes. I had a similar thing. I was picking up my daughter from school, and the superintendent in the parking lot. It's like, "Oh my God, you're famous!" I saw your show.
That's amazing.
I know. It's great. I was like, "Yes, I just came from the show."
All right.
But thanks for watching. Enjoy the summer. We are here to answer all your real estate questions throughout the summer. And we can't wait to be back for season 3 with the new stuff.
And make good choices like calling us.
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks, guys. See ya.